We've been really spoiled over the past couple of weeks and if not months. Times are changing. So today, tomorrow, and Friday will be in the 50s. Next weekend, or this weekend and next week, we'll already see those temperatures start to decline. The question is, how cold does it go and how long does it stay cold? And so we're looking at those highs in the 30s, possibly the upper 20s. I am eyeing up through Thanksgiving with temps kind of floating around in those 30s for daytime highs. And so this 10-day temperature trend takes it that way. So we're in the 50s for the next 72 hours. Then we start the dip for next week. Right here on Saturday, that's going to be a kink in the road because the jet stream comes right over us, provides us a little bit more moisture, and then potentially more active as we go into the upcoming work week here. That will still definitely change, as we've seen, definitely more of a westward motion with that system. But the takeaway is it's still going to be cooler. And so we talk about the upper level pattern. We're mild because of a ridge. This is an increase up in our jet stream here versus the downward trend. That's what we call a trough, indicates a cooler temperature trend. So the further up that ridge goes, the warmer it is. The further down that trough goes, the cooler it is usually. And so once we go into our Saturday, the jet stream is now over us. We've moved out with that ridge. Colder air settles in. There comes our next system. That could be a weather maker of a little rain to a little snow. We then go to our Monday. Well, look at this. The trough is still right over us and to the west. So the colder air is going to be a little bit more of that prolonged stretch. And so when we look ahead to the precip forecast through Sunday, this is really just on Saturday here, carries over into Sunday morning. The precip, a lot of it is confined for 1/10 of an inch or higher to anywhere from Medora to Pembina in the River Gorge there, all the way to the northwest. And so it is a changeover potentially to a little rain to a little snow, but we pan it out now to the next 7 days. This is the potential here to see a little bit more of that active weather pattern. Remember, this includes Saturday though and next week. It's still not a lot, but every drop will count. More is expected potentially for those in the eastern North Dakota to Minnesota. So we look through the time span here. We know today's quiet. We know tomorrow's quiet. We'll cloud up a little bit, but we go into that Friday time frame and into Saturday. Friday, we're still quiet. We go to Saturday morning now. We're starting to ease in with the low pressure system. A little bit of rain. Most of it's going to be from Crosby to Bow Bells to Williston, maybe even Watford City. Builds in a little bit, potentially changing over to that snow as we go into our Sunday morning. Because, Krista, we look at our temperatures here. We're mild, mild, mild. 40s, still mild. Then we do talk about that overnight low, though, in those 20s. So that's why we could change over, because that freezing point, 32 degrees, that's the changeover that we usually need.
Yeah, every time we add a day onto the 7-day forecast, I'm not seeing it warm up again. So we might be at the end of our rope here for the 50-degree days.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm showing the 10-day temperature trend, because the 7-day doesn't quite show that. So that's why it cools down. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Heidi. Later today on First News.